Here we go with exercise 2.4 on page 42 of your textbook. First of all, don't get hung up on the fact that you've got 6 items in the problem from the textbook and you've got 5 lines in the exercises. It kind of looks like it's not matching up. That is not the case because we're sort of building a balance sheet, and so we're going to group some things together here. So ignore the 1 through 5 under the transactions on in your study guide. And also ignore the 2 plus signs that are in assets and owner's equity. Those do not need to be there. We'll just write over them. Okay, so the directions say the following financial data are for the dental practice of Dr. David Malone when he began operations in July. Determine the amounts that would appear in Dr. Malone's balance sheet. Okay, so balance sheet on the left-hand side shows assets, and on the right-hand side of the balance sheet shows liabilities and owner's equity. So let's just go through the items 1 through 6 and let's figure out which are assets. So the first one says owes $19,000 to David's Equipment Company. If Mr. Malone owes money, that's a payable account, which is a liability. So we're going to ignore that one for the moment. Next, number 2 says has a cash balance of $13,500. We know cash is an asset. Number 3 has dental supplies of $3,650. We know supplies are an asset. Number 4 says owes $41.80 to 21st Century Furniture Supply. So that's a payable account, that's a liability. So we'll ignore that one for the moment. Number 5, Dr. Malone has dental equipment of $26,550. Equipment is an asset. And last has office furniture of $8,000, and office furniture is an asset. We could sell that furniture and it's somewhat worth $8,000. Okay, so let's start with the assets then, and they have nicely listed them in the order that we need them, which is good. We want to list them in order of how quickly the item could turn into cash. So cash is already cash, that's always first. So we're going to list cash, at $13,500, and then number 3 was dental supplies. That would be an asset. I'm going to have to abbreviate, sorry. $3,650. And number 5, dental equipment. And that is $26,550. And office furniture. And that was $8,000. Okay, that's all of our assets. So we're going to add those up. And our total assets is $51,700. Okay, now let's look at liabilities. Number 1 and number 4 started with the word owes, and we talked about those being a liability, companies that we owe money to. So in the balance sheet, we don't list them individually, we group them together, and so all of our accounts payable are just listed as one number. So in the liabilities, we're going to put accounts payable. And the 2 numbers are, let's see, number 1 was $19,000. I'm just kind of doing this math on the side here. And then number 4 was $4,180. So 23,180 is our balance in accounts payable. Now you can just ignore this, pretend it's not there. If you did the same thing, just erase it. And our total accounts payable, then we only have one number now, is 23,180. Okay, that's all the information they gave us. But through our previous exercise, we learned that assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. So now we can calculate our owner's equity. We'll do that scratch pad here, the scratch pad way here. So we take 51,700. We subtract 23,180. So we should get 28,520 for our total. Make this look nicer. Okay, so this account is called David Malone. Capital. That should all be on one line, but can't fit because I'm writing too big. And that number is 28,520. It should be up there, but whatever. And then our total is 28,520. To double check our work, go into red mode here again. We can add these two numbers together to make sure they equal 51,700. That's a double check on your balance sheet to always make sure that you didn't do any math, have any math errors.